how did the UK rappers feel about you?
A couple people got tight.
How about gigs? Gigs fuck with you?
I ain't done the gigs thing before. I don't know if gigs fucks with me, but I mean, I fuck with gigs.
Gigs my brother, man. Like what you putting out on my boy Gigs, man?
Hey, Gigs got a Vlad interview talking about his own case. It's out there.
Those cases are closed.
I'm just saying that the gigs got. If I wanted to do the gigs thing, I could put it together. But
why don't you? UK.
You can only do so much.
That's facts.
So many hours in a day.
I wish I had time to do the gigs thing because he's a legend.
Gigs is a legend.
But if I did the Gigs story, here's the funny thing, right? Gigs had a firearms charge, right? That's a big deal in the UK. If I was going to do the Gigs story, I would do the Gigs story in a way where I'd say, look, Gigs was pioneering road. There's like a old school, I think it's an old school freestyle of Gigs on the block in the UK. He's rapping and doing a freestyle. One of his boys pulls a strap out and shoots it in the air. In the UK, that's insane. But that's out there on his vlog from 10 years ago. You know what I'm talking about. And like, I could do the Gigs story and break that down and explain all of that stuff, but I would conclude that story saying Gigs got the fuck out of all of that, he became a success, and now he's one of the GOATs of the UK. So again, that's where it comes into, I would tell that story responsibly. I wouldn't just be reacting to, yo, he's shooting the strap in the air and that's hilarious, and that's the end of the video, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like the way I approach it is so important.
Yeah, but he's legendary, iconic out there. You know what I'm saying? You should put that together for my boy.
Hey, maybe I should, man. I feel like people would fuck with
my boy
that.
for real life.
He's one of the few people from the UK that really crossed over doing the shit with Drake and like a lot of the other big artists here. So.
And he's touring out here right now.
Yeah, he's killing it. He'd be touring with Diddy though.
Whoa.
No, he be touring with a bunch of Brooklyn niggas.
Hey, no, listen.
I'm telling you.
This is academics got pulled up on in London by Gigs and his goons for talking about Diddy. So
wait, so you can confirm that really happened?
Allegedly.
And why didn't they do it? Y'all are pussy. Just kidding.
I was there, but it weren't. I don't think it was.
You saved him?
No, I didn't save him. I knew. People were telling me what was going on.
Bro,
it wasn't.
That got assassinated in the UK. What the fuck?
Imagine that. Chicago been trying to get him all these years, and the UK get him.
Bro, y'all would be legends. You'd be up on the scope for sure.
What's it like out there now?
In what way? Like streets or just in general?
Streets.
Kind of bad. It's kind of bad at the moment. I feel like UK be getting worse with the stabbings and the robberies. Like the whole thing at the moment is like you can't wear a nice watch in London because they'll just take it and they'll take your whole hand if you're not trying to give it away.
Oh yeah?
Type shit.
It's becoming third world out there?
That's what, you know what it is? I see, and I don't really fuck with him, but I see like Andrew Tate doing these interviews where he's like, England's fallen, it's a third world country, it's all falling apart. Ain't that bad, but it's definitely hotter than it's been for a long time. The stabbings and the robberies, it's just, people are hungry out there, man.
What do you associate that with? What do you think the cause is?
Oh, the government's kind of fucking up. They took, when COVID happened, a lot of money got taken that they were gonna do shit with and nothing happened. And like a lot of the money's just gone now. Like we're about to have a new guy come in and be the prime minister this year, like you guys. But the crazy thing is, I just did this video on this London gang war that basically it went down. Like you know, you get congressmen and they're responsible for a certain area.
Right.
So the guy that's about to be the prime minister of the UK, he was basically responsible for one of the most active, crazy areas for the stabbings and the violence and the shootings. And like, he ain't really ever been able to do anything about that. So even in that documentary, I kind of talk about like, yo, we got this guy. He's about to be the prime minister. It was his job to keep Camden safe. And he basically, shit just got worse and worse and worse. He kept saying, yeah, we're going to do this and that. Nothing ever happened. And again, that's why I try and say it's like, I'm trying to even go beyond talking about the gangsters and talk about the politics. I'm trying to talk about, you got these rappers here, they're going to war with each other, they're having knife fights, people are getting killed and they're making music about it. But then I'm trying to go deeper and say, okay, well, this guy's the politician who's responsible for this area. Every time someone gets stabbed, he comes out and makes a speech, but then nothing changes. Right. He said, oh, we're going to put 500 grand into the community and try and stop the violence. And that shit never really like materialized the way that it was supposed to. But again, it's like, I'm trying to add these layers to the story where I'm like, it's like, you remember The Wire? It's like, I swear, like season 4 or 5, it gets all political. And then you learn about the politicians and where the money from the streets ends up going. It's like, I'm trying to do that in the documentaries. Like, to me, that's growth. I'm trying to add those things in. But the UK is crazy. And a lot of it's to do with the politics because they've let these areas get so bad. And then the violence is just getting worse and worse. They're not stopping it. They're not doing anything about it. In the UK, they're trying to ban the music. They're trying to ban drill music because they're saying the music's the reason that's responsible. And back to what we were saying earlier, I feel like the music is the route for a lot of these guys to get out of that. They're trying to talk about their pain, what they're going through. And in the UK, they're saying, we're banning the music. You upload the song, we're going to write to YouTube, and they're going to take it down. You can't make any bread. You can't tour. Like, it's like that, right? Like, you know what it's like.
Music videos getting taken out left, right, and center.
And like a lot of rappers that are just getting on, they're just about being able to get out of those situations. And then the police are taking the songs down, not letting them do shows, and they're getting pushed right back to that shit.
So the problem is there's still somebody to profit off of it.
Well, that's the funny thing is the government are trying to stop the rappers profiting from it.
Yeah, no, but there's still someone who's going
systematically with most of the bigger countries. There's a certain percentage of the economy that comes from the judicial system that's relied upon.
That's facts.
So they're not ever gonna, unless they find another way to okay, we can make this money another way. They're still gonna make sure that there's crime because we need criminals. The judges got to get paid. The lawyers got to get paid. The colleges that they go to got to get paid. You know, it's a whole system. This is how we separate our kids from their kids. We have them go to law school and we can afford all this shit. We have to keep creating the problems that they're gonna go to these expensive schools to fix. You dig what I'm saying?
Fully.
that they don't actually fix.
Right.
Have you ever heard the theory from like, well, this is like a conspiracy theory about hip hop from way back in the day. I kind of could believe it, but there's this theory that basically like, remember when
meeting?
The meeting?
The meeting, yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
We've already started about the meeting.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I kind of believe it too. Like as far as just sometimes you trace way back to like gangster rap when it first popped off, and you know NWA, Ice-T, like all of that stuff that was going on. As far as they were actually finally exposing how bad the LAPD were treating the community. You know, you had songs like you're talking like Schoolie D and like the Batarang and shit, and like they were actually putting on like, look how we're being treated in our community in LA.
Right.
Like NWA, fuck the police. Look how we're being treated, and the government were trying to really shut that shit down. But then they let the violent stuff about people killing each other in those communities go, but they shut down NWA. You get what I'm saying?
That's not really the gaffle. That's not the shuffle. The shuffle was shutting down Public Enemy, because Public Enemy said the exact same thing, talked about how bad the communities were, but they gave you the reasons why and they pointed to who was responsible.
Right.
You're blaming the cops, but the cops put in place by who? These guys. Hey everybody, these guys are the issue. Look at them. Public Enemy got pushed out of what was cool in order to have NWA come in and be sexy. Because NWA talks about the sexy part. Revolution isn't sexy.
But I noticed the same effect when I watch the news. You watch CNN or whatever, even like the more fairer news stations. It's like they don't talk about revolution. They don't talk about like how you could really make like real progress in society. It's very much like what's the most tantalizing, exciting, you know, awful thing for you to pay attention to in the short term, you know?
But that's human nature, Adam.
Yeah.
That's everywhere. That's not just the news is, as it is supposed to be benign.
Right.
It's not supposed to take sides. Here's what happened. Here's when it happened. Here's why it happened. That's what the news is supposed to be.
That's what it was supposed to be.
That's what I said.
And once you started seeing commercials running,
It became entertainment.
Exactly.
And once it became 24/7 and they constantly needed new shit to keep people on the edge of their seats, you know? It was inevitable. Somebody was
we
gonna
need
do it.
people to buy these
Before that.
commercial spots.
Yeah.
Before that, because bad news is more popular than good news.
Right.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fall of MATHHOFFA will get more views than MATHHOFFA's awesome come up.
Nah, that's
We're so
not
proud of
true.
him.
Not true.
For sure on YouTube,
Watch.
the
Just keep
video
watching.
called How MATHHOFFA Lost His Career.
Nah.
Doesn't that sound like a winner?
Nah.
we know the algorithm.
You know,
Yes, that is.
The
How
downfall.
MATHHOFFA lost everything.
Don't sound like a winner to him.
I know, but I'm just saying in terms of views as a
The
YouTuber.
downfall of Adam 22.
Oh, it's out there. Yeah. I already know that one's out there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel that.
10 variants of that.
The horrific ending of Trap War
Damn,
Lost.
horrific.
Yo, man.
Here's hoping not.
Listen, I think
Why MATHHOFFA's the
we need to
worst
stop-
thing to happen to hip hop.
somebody make it.
I might make that, man. Fuck it.
Sometimes you got to clickbait though. You got to do the fall off video, but at the end you're like, nah, he's still kind of lit.
Oh, yeah. They always do
I
that.
used to be doing that all the time.
Nowadays, the title is bad, and then you watch the video, and the video would be kind of reasonable.
Yeah.
How about
I
a
like
piece
that.
on how rappers get jerked?
When you say
How about a
jerk.
piece on super nasty contracts?
I done a few of those though. I did the little.
No. How about one now? How about one now?
Who got the dirtiest contract now? We could talk about.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.